So the idea behind Heavenly Father is three girls come across a house, an abandoned house that is haunted by the bloody spectre of Catholicism. And it's a fairy tale. It's a modern Irish fairy tale.
When we found this location, it was pretty perfect in that it was very, very old, but it was very, very open, or at least open enough that I felt we could get the camera into a position that would really, really work. And then I was even more pleased when I met Lauren, the production designer, because when we brought her in there, she opened up that space even more, which was really great. It was really good to see a production designer go in and just kind of make that space even more workable than you thought it would be. And also it was just a treat to shoot in terms of textures and light, because for me, approaching it visually, the location was what made that work.
I'd say if you got our first reaction when we walked into the house, it was the same reaction in the music video.
Yeah. Horrified.
I guess when we first walked in, a lot of it was to clear it out and then to look at it as a clear space and be able to put things back in and take pieces off the walls where we thought would be right and spray mold onto the walls and spray the dirt onto the walls and really, add another layer onto what was already existing.
Because we got on so well, during our breaks and off camera, it makes it a lot more easier to be on camera in that sense that not necessarily you switch off or switch to it's time to be professional now, but you're a lot more comfortable to fully act because you know that you have people that are supporting you and rooting for you behind the camera. So that was really lovely.
We had a really good relationship with the director, so I didn't feel scared or I didn't hold back if I felt like something could have worked there, and I was really confident in myself to kind of be okay, in this take I'm going to throw this in and I'll just see how that goes. I definitely felt the freedom to be able to say, okay, do you know what, I'm just going to give this one a whack.
So for me, the most important part of directing a music video is finding a way into the song. So what I do is kind of selfishly treat the tracks like they were music cues. Another important thing for me is to find within the song these kind of coat hanger moments, I suppose, and you kind of hang your moments off those points in the song, and they become marks on a map, and you guide the rest of the video around those. So, for example, there's a bridge in the song where the music drops out, and I knew very much the specific moment that I wanted to happen at that point. Similarly, when the final chorus builds up in intensity, there's a moment where Robin pulls the mask off on the words Heavenly Father. And that's very, very specific. And Robin, of course, nails that performance. That's very important as well. But that moment was, pinpointed to that point in the song. And there's a few of those, the opening shots. One, the ending shot is another.
To take, for instance, the opening shot of Heavenly Father, there's about 5 beats in that opening shot, all created by moving the camera. The opening beat is obviously the opening frame where we see the crucifix on the wall. Then we pull back to the second beat, which is a reveal of the location. The third beat then is the reveal of the girls, or characters in the background. The fourth beat comes then once the camera starts to settle and they enter the house. And then the fifth beat is the settling of that frame and allowing the music to sit and begin. There's something very cinematic about where the camera is not just moving, but it is developing into sort of mini shots within itself.
Working with Tommy and Patrick, there was definitely a good amount of trust between the three of us that we were able to have a discussion about what the environment would look like and what the space would entail, and then for me to be able to go off on my own with MJ and create this space.
I think even for myself and Robin, while we were doing it, we were just having so much fun. Our characters were supposed to be having fun.
Yeah.
I was a bit more about everything that was going on, and yeah, I think just when we were doing it, we were really feeling it rather than
we were
having
really
to think
getting
of
into
rhymes
that
or just anything like that. Yeah,
I think we take that upon ourselves as well, though, as the actor. I think the director is just kind of see what way you take it first, and then we can go from there. And then I think when we got on set and stuff like that, I was actually myself excited over the idea of a gun being in a box.
Working with the three girls was fantastic. I think whatever the project, the actor will invariably bring a piece of themselves into the role. And if you cast it right, that will be a major benefit to you. So as long as you get the initial casting right, An actor, actors don't want to hear this because it makes them self-conscious a little bit, but there is a part of the person in every role.
I do know that when we were like filming it, in my head I had like a lot more sinister sort of view of how the whole thing was going to be executed and how it was going to be portrayed. But actually watching the final project, it was so much more playful and like nicer, and I really loved that element of it, that it was so fun but still had that like underlying meaning.